Is the new LUMI better than the Kickstarter LUMI? Can you even tell the difference? What about the new LUMI Keys Studio, the one they announced on their ROLI website? And do any of these differences improve on its playability? Let's also talk about the improvements they made on the LUMI app. Full disclosure first, I bought the Kickstarter LUMI with my own money, but ROLI sent me this new unit free of charge. No company paid me in any way, and no company gets to preview this video before it's released. Can you even spot the difference between the two? The most noticeable cosmetic change right away is the color of the rubber buttons. I prefer the Kickstarter black as it gives it a minimalistic look. What do you think? A surprising change is that the new LUMI doesn't have ROLI's proprietary DNA connectors at the top. These connectors here disappeared. It does keep the side connectors that you can use to connect multiple LUMIs or ROLI blocks. I feel that I know why they removed these connectors at the top, more on that in a second. A trivial cosmetic change is these cavities under the keys that you can see on the Kickstarter LUMI. These do not appear in the new one. As other LUMI owners reported, my Kickstarter unit came with some glue marks. These are not present in the new unit. You see, the new LUMI does feel a little bit more sturdy and robust, especially around this area at the top. I suspect that by removing the DNA connectors here, they made this area more robust. If I press both LUMIs over this region, you'll hear the difference. And this is the new unit they're selling right now. Like any other device, is something you expect, but the previous one, LUMI ASMR. Overall, the whole structure feels stronger. It's the same plastic and feel, but it doesn't bend as easily. Now to the significant bit. What about the keys? At first glance, nothing has changed, but there's one difference. When you press the key, especially in the middle, the new structure below the keys holds together, and it doesn't bend like the Kickstarter one. Despite this, the keys don't feel that different from one another. Both LUMIs are compatible. I can do this now. And I played them both connected together, and I could not tell the difference when playing. This is what it is, a fancy controller, beautiful, with likes. It's very visual, and I love to make videos with it for my YouTube channel. Nothing of this size with current technology will feel like playing a real piano. And for context, that's what ROLI was advertising on the Kickstarter and on their website. One thing I noticed is that ROLI removed the text on their website where they hyped the keys, having the plunge of the grand piano and all of that. And I like that they removed that because I think it's fair. One doesn't expect a small MIDI controller like this to play like a grand piano. That's crazy. I know of other users that had issues connecting two LUMIs with the Kickstarter version. I never had such problem with these two units. I never had such problem with these two units. One is a Kickstarter and the other is a new one. Both have the latest firmware, so that might play something. My conclusion, as you can see, both units are pretty similar and there are no significant changes. I can't talk about its durability, and I'm very cautious with my devices, but it looks like the new build will last longer. MPE, or MIDI polyphonic expression, is getting hotter than ever. The new Ableton Live 11 will start supporting it in 2021. MPE adds more information over MIDI like bends, slides, and pressure. Each note can have its own pressure separate from other notes. LUMI always had aftertouch. It's something I talked in the previous video, which allows you to register the pressure you apply to each key. But it turns out that all LUMIs have vibrato? I don't know if I pronounced that right. Yes, the Kickstarter LUMI, the Play LUMI, and studio versions have it. The vibrato will be enabled with a firmware update that should come in January 2021. ROLI also said that this firmware will come with some improvements on key sensitivity, which is one of the reasons that made the LUMI play hard initially. ROLI launched a new bundle that caused some confusion. It's a bundle targeted to music producers that appears on their ROLI.com website instead of the Play LUMI website. So what are the differences between the two products? The LUMI that you can buy on PlayLumi.com costs $2.99. It comes with the LUMI Snapcase, a $50 voucher for LUMI Complete. LUMI Complete is the subscription that allows you to access all the songs and lessons. It costs $9.99 per month or $6.67 if you go with the annual membership. The LUMI that you can pre-order on ROLI's website is called LUMI Keys Studio Edition. It costs also $2.99 and it comes with the LUMI Snapcase, the ROLI Studio Software Suite, a $50 voucher to spend on ROLI.com, and 3 additional ROLI Studio sound packs. This last version will be delivered late January 2021. ROLI's website seems to suggest that this is a different version, offering per-key pitch bend and polyphonic aftertouch. And this is what caused some confusion. As of this day, the LUMI that comes with the bundle is the same LUMI that you get by ordering one on playlumi.com. Same exact build. The only difference comes in the services and software that is included. If you're a music producer, you will get the studio one, and if you want to learn to play the piano, you would get the playlumi.com. This firmware that is going to be released in January will add this per-key pitch bend functionality to all LUMIs. I get a lot of questions using the LUMI as a learning tool. The lessons are perfect if you're getting started with piano or learning music theory. The likes guide you through the lessons in a way that no other software-hardware combination can, at least that I know. When learning difficult passages, you can clearly see what's being played because of the lights. I can see that now that I have two LUMIs. Playing with both hands can be tricky, and the lights make those passages easier. I also have to say that in my experience, this also makes it harder for me to remember the song. I don't have to be so conscious about which keys I have to play, and when I'm learning a song with the music sheet, I have to think about it and I have to remember, and I know it's tougher, so I make an effort to remember. But with the likes, I cannot remember this as easily. Maybe this is just me. You just get used to seeing the likes, so you don't have to memorize the song the same way you would if you had to go through learning it on a normal piano without any likes or anything. What I'm seeing is that many people just want to learn to play the melody. There's nothing wrong with that. This will make a kid happy. But aspiring musicians, on the other hand, want to properly learn piano. They want to know the actual chords and notes that you can listen on the record. I think the LUMI app is primarily targeted at people that just want to play the melody. And this becomes more evident if you only have one LUMI, because songs become just right-hand version. If you connect two, you can learn and play each hand separately or hands together. With classical music, there are also some simplified arrangements. For instance, I played Gymnopédie by Erik Satie, and it was an easier arrangement than the original. But I played Chopin No. 4 in E minor, and it has the original notes, so it can vary on the song. I understand that some songs may have notes that are not reachable because you only have 4 octaves, but in others I found that it's a simplified version and you could play the whole chord, but it only plays like 2 notes to make it easier. There's one thing that is missing in all the songs: finger placement. I do find them very, very useful on music sheets. I hope they add this in the future because it could be very, very handy. Do you have to buy 2 LUMIs to get the most of it? For the same price, you could get a really decent digital piano. It's about priorities. It's fun to learn and more engaging, but you must be willing to pay the price. It feels more like a nice toy than a decent instrument. I mean, it's really nice. I really love it for YouTube videos, but you have to know what it is. They keep adding new features and improvements to the app. My favorite is the chords and scale exercises. It's a great tool to check scales that you are not familiar with. The lessons are going to be improved as well, with ways to repeat and skip some parts. Like if you're having trouble with one section, you can repeat it as much as you want to get the hang of it. And of course, they keep adding more and more songs. I'll add the link in the description with all the songs. There's a list on their website. You'll see that some songs have the words "quick play." These are even more simplified versions of the original. I want to be completely honest with you. I like this for my YouTube videos. It looks great, but it feels like something in between of a MIDI controller and a toy. It doesn't have a pedal port. A lot of you ask me this in the comments. To get the most of it, to learn piano, it is better to have to play with both hands. For music producers, it can be a nice tool to have. You can like the keys to display different scales. It plays well with ROLI Studio Player. So if you use that, then use the chords and scales functionality. This can be a nice way to see what is being played in front of you. It's also small and portable to use on the go. I like using it with my iPad. Check out my other videos. It's a little bit pricey, not gonna lie. And finally, I like that they are not having the plunge on their website. They're not talking about that because it doesn't feel like a real piano. It doesn't feel like a grand piano or anything like that. That was one of my concerns with the with the wording they used on the Kickstarter and on Play Lumi at the beginning. Let me know in the comments what do you think about the Lumi, if you have one, if you have played with it, what do you think? If you want to watch more about the Lumi, I have other videos about how to use it with custom chords and similar plugins to display those chords in your Lumi. Different ways you can send MIDI. These videos take me a long time to make. If you find it useful, please leave a like, leave me a comment down below, say thank you, and subscribe. It really means a lot to me because it helps me to grow the channel. I also started the Discord server. If you want to join, it's free, link in the description and all of that. So yeah, that's it. See you in the next one. Thank you and bye.